Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to the beta for Elite Dangerous The Engineers. This is going to be the first of many videos that I'll do during this beta period. And to start with, I wanted to do a very brief video just having a look at some of the graphical changes that have been introduced. As you can see there, one of those is that the sun no longer shines through gas giants. They now look much more like a solid body. One of the things I've actually been looking forward to during this patch, during this update, is the changes to asteroids and the ring systems. And I'm just going to hop in here to this ring system and have a look what that's going to be like. Now I think this is a metallic ring. It's not an icy one despite the fact it looks a bit grey, and yet it is indeed a metallic one. And you can see immediately that there are some significant changes being made. No longer is there any popping on the rocks upon entering the ring system, and you can see the draw distance is much better. The little 2D sprites in the background now colour match the 3D rocks in the foreground, and there's a little bit of pop in and pop out there in the vast distance. You can see a couple of them disappearing, but overall it's vastly improved. But one thing you will notice is much better is the fog. Now the fog did used to look extremely good back in the old days of the game, but at some point it was removed and replaced with a different version for optimization purposes, and essentially because the old fog was broken and causing a lot of problems in a number of other areas of the game. But as I descend down here into this fog, you can see that it now looks much more atmospheric. Lovely looking area indeed. Now on the live version of the game, the version before this update, there were still quite a few decent ring areas, but they only looked good if you kept the camera looking towards the star. As soon as you looked away, things would look drastically worse. That's no longer the case. No matter where you're looking, there's a consistent appearance to these ring systems. And I'm just going to jump into another one here. This one is the rocky type, and you can see yet again, although I jumped in a bit too fast, the draw distance is much better again. Now this looks quite close to what the game looked during the alpha period. In fact, I'd go as far to say it looks quite a lot better. Again, you can see a little bit of the pop in or pop out as some of the rocks disappear, but it's by no means obvious, and you really do have to look for it. Overall, I feel this is a vast improvement. They've done a very good job with this. And you probably know by now that asteroids and the ring systems are my favourite areas within the game. Just look at this. So this is going to be great for people who love to explore. It's going to be nice and atmospheric for miners, and it's going to make a lot of difference, I feel, to people who drop into the resource extraction sites to do bounty hunting. Now, these ring systems are not the only area that have had graphical improvements. The lighting in the star systems has also been improved, and the planetary surfaces have been improved as well. Now, whilst I'm not going to look too closely at those in this video, I'll come back to have a look in other videos. It's nice to know that they're in there, but also think there's been some other graphical improvements. Now, I want to be clear. Most of you know that I use a lot of graphical mods, EDFX, GemFX and various different mods like that. On these videos I've got absolutely none of that. This is all default colours, this is all the default versions of the graphics. So yes, quite an improvement I'd say. Now I've also had a look inside some of the station interiors, and for some reason to me this does look quite different as well. The colours look a lot more vibrant. You can see that there's also some lens flare there that didn't used to have, and I don't know if it's just me again, but the colours on the ships also seem to be a bit better. Just an overall better feeling all round inside the station interiors. And you can see up here that there also seems to be some slight changes to the lighting and the mist within the stations themselves. Again, that might just be me. I'm perhaps a little bit too used to playing inside these places with various mods, and seeing it like this just seems so different suddenly to me, but regardless of the reason, it does seem to be very nice. Now I also decided to head out to have a look at some ice rings as well. We've seen the metallic type, we've seen the rock type, so I thought why not go and have a look at the icy type as well. For me, those ones were always the most impressive, and due to the fact that we can now do ice mining in them and that there's now going to be resource extraction sites in here, I think it really does make these a very valid area, not just for explorers, not just to look around, but they're now areas within their own right. One thing I did notice here, again, one more thing I'm not sure if was present before, but if you look at the bottom right of my cutter's cockpit there, there's a reflection in the dashboard. I got distracted a little bit by that and nearly crashed into the asteroids there. I'm quite certain that weren't there before, but maybe one of you can point that out. Here we can see the shadows now introduced into the ring systems, and I think they really do make a vast difference. And just look at the colouring and atmosphere of this. So a very quick look at the graphics in patch 2.1 and 1.6. I'll be back very shortly with some more videos. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.